Thank you for joining us for our second student module, Time Management. Before we begin, let's recap our previous module, Stress Management. In our last module, we defined stress as a physical, social, or mental event or condition that requires us to cope with a given situation. It's the body's way of preparing to deal with a tough situation. Stress is something that everyone will experience at one point in their life. It is important to recognize and learn how to manage those feelings. We also covered a few ways to handle stress at home during the social distancing period. We hope that you've been able to enjoy some me time by finding a way to engage in some sort of activity, whether you're dancing, riding a bike, or drawing. We hope that you were able to practice at least one of our stress-relieving suggestions like enjoying family time, deep breathing, using a coloring book, guided meditation, teen yoga, or journaling. Ms. Mathesius and I are excited to be presenting on the following topics: self-motivation, growth mindset, and the use of technology in regards to time management and scheduling. First, let's define time management. Time management is the act or process of planning and using strategies to control the amount of time spent on specific activities. The goal of this effort is to increase effectiveness, efficiency, and productivity. What prevents you from managing your time well? Do you find yourself watching too much TV, texting with friends, or playing video games? It's very easy to get distracted with things that bring enjoyment, especially when we have multiple or challenging tasks we have to complete. Let's take a look at some realistic tools that can help you manage your academic time. If you need to revise or get started on an essay, you might want to try Pomodoro technique, in which you can break up your work into intervals of 25 minutes, taking a short break after each one. This technique is proven to make you less likely to burn out. You only need a timer to do this, but there are apps available to time the 25 minutes and let you track your productivity, such as Pomodoro, an Adobe Air app that lets you mark where you're getting distracted and see how long you spent on different tasks. Or if you prefer a desktop version, you could download Too Mighty. If you're hooked on social media and find yourself checking Twitter 5 minutes into a revision session, you may want to download an app to block yourself from going on social media or any other distracting websites. For Google Chrome users, Stay Focused is a highly rated extension, which lets you restrict the amount of time you can go on time-wasting websites. Or for your phone, you could use Antisocial, which lets you see how much you use your phone compared to others and allows you to block apps you overuse. Popular student planner apps include Timetable, an app featuring a sharp and clean interface which you can map your timetable onto with ease. For more familiar-looking planner apps for students, consider those with a more traditional spreadsheet-style layout, such as Class Timetable. Let's discuss time management and how to make the best use of your time. These tips can be applied to your academic career and personal tasks. Find a calendar. Any calendar like Google or a desk calendar or organizer will do. This will be your master list. Have a small notebook or notepad. Throughout your day, write down little reminders. An example would be history paper or birthday gift. At the end of the day, take all the things you wrote down and transfer them onto your calendar or planner or agenda. Write down when you would like to accomplish the task, but don't go too crazy. Don't set yourself up for failure by trying to do too much in one time slot. Spacing things out makes completing them much easier. Make sure you celebrate your progress when you've completed your tasks. Once you've accomplished managing your time, you will find that you will enjoy time for schoolwork, friends, family, and other activities. You will be able to identify your priorities, strengths, and interests. You can achieve your best by developing a good structure for time management. It will help you through your academic career, with future careers, and life. You don't have to give up your social life to be a good student. The following tips will tell you how you can manage your time in middle school. Think about which ones might work for you. Step 1, strive to maintain an accurate perspective of each day, week, and marking period. Step 2, identify and prioritize your tasks on your to-do list. This is such an important step. It's important for you to keep in mind of due dates and the difficulty level of the task in order to determine how you will prioritize the tasks. Lastly, step 3, execute, review, reflect, and adjust. The first time you make a list or prioritize may not be perfect, and that's okay. It's a learning process. Review and reflect on what you liked about the list, what worked, and what didn't. Then take that information to adjust for your next list. It's important to stay positive and open-minded. You will find a new way to reach your goal. These time management skills will help you to prepare for tests, meet deadlines, and attend other activities or events without feeling stressed. When focused on time management, it's important to focus on planning and scheduling. It's important to estimate how much time you think your tasks and obligations will take. This will be helpful when you're working on your to-do list and have to prioritize. It is safe to include some buffer time, as some tasks and obligations may take longer than anticipated. You can also set time limits for each task, which will help you prevent running out of time before you accomplish your tasks. Take a moment to think about what we've talked about so far. What might work for you and what may not? Are you open to trying any of the suggestions that were mentioned? Do you feel like you have a good balance of relaxing and studying in your life? Now that we have talked about the importance of time management, planning, and scheduling, let's talk about some of the tools that can help you along the way. Google Keep allows you to capture notes, share them with others, and access them from your computer or phone. With Google Calendar, you can quickly schedule meetings and events and get reminders about upcoming activities. My Homework Student Planner is a digital student planner that lets you easily track your classes, homework, tests, and projects, so you never forget an assignment again. Lastly, Evernote is a note-taking app that helps you capture, prioritize ideas, projects, and to-do lists. If you prefer to use your school agenda or one similar, you can document all your assignments in Google Meets. You can utilize the planner to develop a consistent weekly schedule. Your planner can also be helpful to track your homework, studying, exercising, family time, and social time all in order. Now that we've covered time management and scheduling, I'm going to let Ms. Mathesius introduce and explain growth mindset.
Hi, everybody. Having a growth mindset is important, not just at school, but in life in general. Having a growth mindset is essential to lifelong success, and it is something that you can develop with practice. Having a fixed mindset is pretty much thinking that you can't do it, and you just give up, and you never really try new things. If you just say you can't, or it's too hard, you're going to miss out on a good education. A growth mindset is a mindset that you can try different things and you can grow. If you have a growth mindset, you can try new things, and that's where your progress comes from. Even if it's too hard for you, you can still give it a try, and you can try your best. When someone says, "I think I can," you can achieve what you set for yourself, and it really helps later on in life. If you have a growth mindset, you can say, "I'll give it a try," because you never know what you can do and what you can learn. Anything is possible. To gain knowledge, you will do whatever it takes, and that means learning from mistakes. It's okay to mess up a little here or there. It's learning from mistakes that will take you anywhere. You can create a change inside of you. Changing your words will change your mindset too. Instead of saying, "I can't," say, "I can't yet." All it takes to make it is a growth mindset. Did you know that your brain is like a muscle? Did you know that confidence is like a muscle? It is important to build up mental strength and need to exercise and train your brain every day to help it grow and feel better. This also helps to increase positive thinking and build our self-esteem. It's called having a growth mindset. Is your brain like a muscle? Can you become smarter? Let's watch the short video about Mojo and find out.
Chapter 1. Mojo discovers a secret about his brain. A secret that will change the way he looks at the world forever. Our story begins with Mojo, a friendly monster who loved school, especially math, until one day when something terrible happened. The math problems got harder. Nothing made sense anymore. Mojo had a devastating thought. He just wasn't smart enough for school. It seemed the only reasonable thing to do was pack his things and leave forever. Just then, he heard his friend Katie laughing. "Mojo, you can't just give up," she said. "I have no choice, Katie," said Mojo. "You're either born smart or you're not. And I realize today that I'm not." "Mojo, that's not how it works," said Katie. "Anyone can be smart. You just have to work at it." "That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard," said Mojo. "It's not ridiculous, it's science," said Katie. "Neuroscientists studied the brain for years and discovered an incredible secret, that your brain is like a muscle. When you try challenging things, like those hard math problems, you're giving your brain the exercise it needs to get stronger, which makes you smarter." "Ooh, is that really true?" said Mojo. "Of course," said Katie. "It's like how when you were a baby, you didn't know how to talk, but you kept trying, exercising your brain, until one day you could." Mojo couldn't believe what he was hearing. If your brain was really like a muscle, did that mean anyone could become smarter? Even him? He turned to ask Katie, but just then, she had to be off to her next class. But maybe you can answer Mojo's question. What do you think? Can Mojo become smarter? What about you? Now that's an interesting question indeed.
Yes, you can become smarter if you challenge your brain by trying new things. You may not always succeed at first, but you can't give up. You will make some mistakes, but you must keep trying and learning from every mistake. Mistakes can be great teachers because we learn from them. Learning from mistakes. Can Mojo learn from his mistakes? Can you learn from your mistakes? Let's watch Chapter 2 about the magic of mistakes and find out.
Chapter 2. Mojo bounces back. Mojo was walking down the hall when he came across a curious poster. "Ooh, a robotics competition. Well, now that I know how to grow my brain like a muscle, I'll be unstoppable." He worked furiously, and after a few hours of hard work, he realized building a robot would be harder than he thought. But he trudged onward, making mistakes, then working hard. and then making even more mistakes. Finally, a terrible truth dawned on him. He would never build a great robot. A little while later, Katie stopped by. "Wow, sweet robot," said Katie. "But what's it doing in the trash?" "It's garbage," said Mojo. "I kept making mistakes, so I gave up." "Mistakes are no big deal," said Katie. "They can even make you smarter." "Oh, so mistakes are good," said Mojo. "It depends how you handle them," said Katie. "See, neuroscientists have studied what happens in people's brains when they make mistakes. Some people give up when they make mistakes. They think mistakes mean they just aren't good at something, so they shut down and stop trying. But when you stop trying, your brain gets lazy. It doesn't get the exercise it needs to grow. But other people focus on learning from mistakes. They love seeing what they did wrong, so they can do it better next time. And that process of learning from mistakes makes your brain work extra hard to grow stronger." Mojo took another look at his robot. Maybe all those mistakes weren't such a bad thing after all. Maybe every mistake was just a step along the way to building something great. But what do you think? Could Mojo learn from his mistakes? What about you? Now that is an interesting question indeed.
Mistakes help your brain to grow. Every mistake is a step closer to success. Don't say, "I can't do that." Instead say, "I can't do that yet." The power of yet. Can Katie learn something from Mojo? Let's watch chapter 3, where Katie learns the incredible power of yet. She can learn not to be afraid to ask questions and look at situations as opportunities to learn.
Chapter 3. Katie discovers the incredible power of yet. Our story begins with Katie, a friendly monster who loved being the smartest one in class. Until one day, when something unsettling happened. It was Katie's favorite time of the day, science class. She was always the best at science. But today, something was different. Everyone was having a great time working on a fun project. But Katie just didn't get it. She started to ask for help. But then she had a frightening thought. If she asked for help, everyone would see she really wasn't so smart after all. She decided to keep quiet and pretend everything was okay. A little while later, Katie was sitting at lunch, feeling glum, when Mojo stopped by. "Katie, you're a genius," said Mojo. What?" said Katie. "I was working on this project today," said Mojo, "and I got stuck. Normally, I would just give up and start throwing paper airplanes. But then I remembered what you said about how your brain is like a muscle. And I thought, hey, it's not like I can't do this. I just can't do it yet." So I turn to Bruce and I say, "Hey, Bruce, I don't get this yet." And he's all like, "No problemo, Mojo. I'll help you figure it out." So we worked on it together. And now we have the sweetest volcano you've ever seen. "That's great, Mojo," said Katie. "But weren't you embarrassed to ask for help?" "No way! Why would I be embarrassed when I could be learning something new?" Well, Katie couldn't believe it. She'd been teaching Mojo all about the brain. But maybe it was time she learned a lesson from him. What do you think? Mojo? Now that's an interesting question indeed.
Instead of saying, I'm not good at this, try thinking, what am I missing? Instead of saying, it's good enough, try thinking, is this really my best work? Here are some riddles of famous people who never gave up. See if you guess who these famous people are who never gave up. This person was cut from his own high school basketball team. Do you have any guesses? It's Michael Jordan. He was cut from his own high school basketball team and went on to be a 6-time NBA champion, a 5-time NBA MVP, and 4-time NBA All-Star. He never gave up. This person was fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination and having no original ideas. Who could this person be? Walt Disney. Can you believe it? The creator of Mickey Mouse and the winner of 22 Academy Awards. He never gave up. We hope that you will identify a personal goal to work towards self-improvement, a problem you want to change. From the videos, realize it is not going to be easy. Accept that you will make mistakes and be kind to yourself when you do. Give yourself a pep talk. Use a growth mindset. Stand up and go for it. The excitement you feel knowing that whatever the result, you will have better knowledge and understanding, step by step, and what you can try next. Thank you for taking the time to listen to our module. We hope that some of these strategies will help you as you continue with your distance learning journey. Stay tuned for our next module on social distancing. Remember, if you find yourself struggling or feeling overwhelmed, please make sure you reach out to a parent, your school counselor, or another trusted adult.